What's up, everyone? My name is Alan, founder and consultant at Forna Marketing, and welcome to Liquid for Technical Marketers. Today, we're going to talk about comparison operators in Liquid. They're pretty simple and very consistent with most other coding languages. There's only 6 comparison operators to cover, so let's get started. Before we jump into our first comparison operator, I want to give us a heads up that we are going to see some Liquid conditionals in today's video, like if statements, which we haven't covered quite yet. And we'll certainly discuss if statements and other Liquid conditionals in detail in a future video. The reason we are seeing some Liquid conditionals sneak peeks now is that comparison operators are only relevant inside Liquid conditionals, and Liquid conditionals rely on comparison operators. So by going over the comparison operators, that gets us ready to tackle Liquid conditionals, which we know is an exciting topic for many Liquid users. And for all examples today, if the Liquid conditional statement is logically true, so if 7 is in fact greater than 2, then the message between this if tag and the end if tag will render. So since this is a logically true statement, if we go ahead and run test, we should see yes, 7 is greater than 2. That being said, let's get started with our first one, the double equal sign. In most coding languages, if not all, whenever you see double equal sign, it's in the context of comparison operators. The double equal sign simply checks if two values are equal to each other. So this code right here, which we'll take a look at in BRAZE in a second, if city equals Los Angeles, then the Liquid code renders welcome to sunny Los Angeles. So there's our code. We have our variable city equal to Los Angeles, and we wrote if city is equal to Los Angeles, which is true in our situation, we're going to print welcome to sunny Los Angeles. Let's take a look, and welcome to sunny Los Angeles. And notice that when we assign values to variables, we use the assign tag, and we use only one equal sign, versus in our comparison operator, we use two equal signs. So the assign tag uses one equal sign, and comparison operators use two equal sign to compare values. The next one is exclamation equal sign, which means does not equal. Once again, in most coding languages, if not all, the exclamation sign actually means not. So by writing exclamation point equal sign, this means does not equal. And here's another example. If name does not equal Alan, then the Liquid code renders, sorry, we're looking for Alan. Have you seen him? Let's see that in BRAZE. So here I have a variable called name set equal to the value Alina. And our Liquid if statement says, if name does not equal Alan, which is true in our case, our name does not equal Alina or Alan, it is equal to Alina. It's going to say, sorry, we're looking for Alan. Have you seen him? So think of it as we're sending this message to a user named Alina, and we have this message because their name is not Alan. And then let's take a look. Sorry, we're looking for Alan. Have you seen him? And we can use both the equal and the does not equal sign to compare any two variables of the same data type. We're simply comparing if the two values are equal or not equal. The next two operators are more relevant for numbers, and those are greater than and less than. And yep, it's the exact same ones from our elementary school math classes. We're comparing two values, most likely two numbers, to see if one is greater than or less than the other. So in this example, we check to see if attempts is greater than 5, and if so, the Liquid renders more than 5 attempts, your account is locked, and we hate when that happens. So here's what that looks like in a BRAZE context. So we have a number variable called attempts set equal to 7. And if attempts is greater than 5, the message will say more than 5 attempts. It's almost like we're building a password reset blocking security feature. And if we test it, it says more than 5 attempts, your account is locked. And the less than operator works exactly the same way. So if we were checking something for less than a specific value, we would just simply change this value to the less than sign. In this situation, it wouldn't make sense, but that's the idea. By the way, if our variable attempts was set equal to exactly 5, this comparison would not be true. This greater than sign only is true if attempts is greater than 5. So 6 and above if we're talking integers, but not equal to 5. Let's see what happens. We get no message because this message is not true. It is not greater than 5. It is equal to 5. And if we're being super technical, anything greater than 5 works. So even if attempts was 5 point many zeros, 1, it is still technically greater than 5. In our example, maybe it's not realistic to have a decimal number of attempts, but the idea is still there. Anything greater than 5 should work. And we won't spend too much more time for these two operators, which are greater than or equal to and less than or equal to, because they are exactly as they sound. Now, with greater than or equal to, even if attempts equaled 5, this comparison would still be true. Let's go back to BRAZE. Let's bring our attempts back to 5, and let's add the greater than or equal to 5. And then I'm going to change my message a little bit slightly. So it's going to say 5 attempts or more. So since attempts is equal to 5, and we're checking if attempts is greater than or equal to 5, this message should run, and there we have it. By the way, it can be confusing to remember the order of the symbols. Does the equal sign come before or after the symbols? The symbols always come in the order of their name. So greater than or equal to will start with the greater than sign followed by the equal sign. Less than or equal to will start with the less than sign followed by the equal sign. Now, if you can't remember which direction is greater than or which direction is less than, I always think of the L method, the less than sign looks like an L, so therefore it is the less than symbol. If you rotate your less than sign just a little bit, you get what looks like a capital L for less than. That's the trick I used to use when I used to be a high school math teacher. That's it for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.